I'd like to talk to you a little bit about rain shoes.
Oh yeah, that's right, shoes. This video is about shoes, what I've learned and what I consider for footwear. If this channel offers you value, give it a like and subscribe. If not, then feel free to use me for your personal ambitions. If you like looking at pictures and videos of guns, follow me on Instagram. That does help me out and helps get me noticed so I can be an adult. Let's get into it, shall we? So for a long time, I went to the range in tennis shoes or whatever my utility shoe was at the time. And that's fine, but as I started getting out and getting more serious about my activities, I discovered that the right shoes, the right boots, whatever, can be pretty essential to foot health, pain mitigation, and overall performance in whatever activity you're doing. So whenever I pick out a new pair of shoes, I consider these things. What are you going to be doing with the shoes? Waterproofing, fitment and break-in, socks and insoles, and the material. So this is the first thing I consider. What am I going to be doing in the shoes? Am I going to want to run in the shoes? Will these protect my toes from falling debris? Will these inhibit my ability to roundhouse? Can I wear these to a wedding without fear of humiliation? Basic considerations, So really, I wanted one or two pairs of shoes that I could buy and take to the range and train in all temperatures, terrain, and conditions. The two pairs that I settled for on my needs concerning the range are the Salomon XA Pro 3D. Salomon XA Pro 3D GTX Forces. Mouthful. And I also tote the Altama OTB Maritime Assault Lows. So the real reason that I have two pairs of shoes is because the Salomons didn't come in multicam black, so, I had to get both. So the Salomons definitely get worn more. There's a lot of clay, and they have a little bit better traction, and there's a lot of goat heads where I live, and if you are wearing something like Chuck Taylor's or some that aren't as thick, they can actually work their way into your shoe, so that's pretty annoying. And when it's wet, it's kind of a mud bath because of all the clay out here. So the tread really helps keep traction when I'm running and gunning on the range. They're also a lot more supportive, so if I'm going to be out on the range for 6 to 8 hours or a hike or a hunt or something like that, they're definitely a lot more supportive than any of my other shoes. The Altama is my go-to for warmer weather. Both the shoes do pretty well in the water. The Altamas are designed to drain the water out, and the Salomons have a Gore-Tex liner. But the Altamas are definitely a little bit lighter, and they're a little bit more comfortable for shorter range days. But comfort is not always the best indicator of a shoe's ability to do its job, because some shoes are lazy and they need to be micromanaged. But really, a shoe can be super comfortable when you put it on, you wear it. But it might not offer the needed support. So when I first put on the Salomons, they weren't near as comfortable as the Altamas, and I was a little concerned that I might have to return them, even without breaking them in. But even though they're less comfortable, they do offer a significant amount of support over the Altamas. So comfort isn't always the best indicator of how well they're going to support your foot. Water can ruin your day if your feet get wet. And it's like the beginning of the day, And you may not need shoes that are waterproof. I don't know. I don't know where you live, I don't know what you do. Okay? I like to shoot and train whenever I want to. So I prefer my equipment to keep me dry and safe. There have been some really great advances in materials over the years, Gore-Tex being one of those. So Gore-Tex acts as a moisture barrier for your shoe, so it keeps all the moisture, obviously, from the outside out, and it also lets sweat and moisture from your foot vent out, which is incredible. There are other membranes out there in shoes, but Gore-Tex is one of the most popular, and for pretty good reason. So if I don't get a shoe with some kind of membrane in it, I usually try to look for shoes that are designed to get wet. So shoes that have vents, quick drying materials that they're made of, and so on and so forth. Some old B&E, breaking in and fitment. So the break-in period for shoes is important, like really, really important. That being said, I've gone on several deployments, exercises, and hikes with brand new shoes. You may be thinking to yourself right now, why would you do that? Why would you preach about breaking in your shoes, shoe health, make a video about it, and then, wear brand new boots. It's because not everyone's as smart as a normal, rational human being. Just break them in before you do anything major. I put mine on and go to the grocery store and other meaningless tasks for a week or two. I want plenty of time breaking these in under minimal stress before I do anything for hard use. And if I don't, I know I can expect insurmountable pain and suffering. As far as how they fit, I just make sure that my toes don't contact the end of the shoebox under stress with comfortable lacing like I'd wear them normally. I also think about if I want to wear it in the cold, how it'll feel with thick socks on, because more often than not, you'll probably have to go up half a size to wear them comfortably with like thick merino wool socks. Or maybe not, man. I don't know. Dang. Maybe you're into that type of thing. So let's talk socks. Socks and insoles. Socks. And insoles. This is always my favorite thing to talk about when it comes up. Can never get enough. Love it. So for socks, wool. You get wool, be done. Next. JK, just kidding. For kicking around the house or going to the gym or running errands, cotton socks are fine. But I do prefer wool for shooting or hiking. Did you know that wool is much better at absorbing moisture and it has antimicrobial properties? That's right. It means that wool socks can help prevent making a cesspool out of your beautiful shoes. They can help your shoes stink less and keep your feet happy and dry. Or happier and drier, okay? Foot powder helps too. It's not just great for finding vacuum leaks or putting in hair dryers. Oh no, it's great for feet. Foot powder makes a pretty big difference in my experience. So if I know I'm gonna be out there all day, I'll just throw some in my socks, my wool socks. I also want to pay attention to the insoles that I'm keeping or putting in my shoes. The Altamas have a rubberized insole that lets you be able to wear this shoe without socks. And the Salomons come with really good insoles. I haven't needed to change them out. But if I do need to change them out, I always look for insoles that mitigate heel pain, because I guess, you know, I'm a heel striker, man, stand around on my heels all day. Maybe everybody does that. I don't know. But for me, they definitely tend to last longer and provide a lot more support if I'm just standing around. This here's the last thing I'll talk about, briefly. So, leather or synthetic? I'll tell you what, man. There's nothing quite like a good pair of leather shoes. The smell alone is worth the price tag. Yeah, those weren't leather, but you get the point. In the past, leather shoes were often considered more durable and at the cost of a higher maintenance fee had really good waterproofing properties. While synthetic shoes, on the other hand, had quicker break-in times and were lighter. Nowadays, I think the gap is a lot smaller and it's largely up to personal preference. Like I said earlier, break-in is crucial for any shoe, and I really like not having to treat my leather shoes. All of my shoes are actually synthetic because they do everything that I need them to do. I think they look better. I haven't been able to find a leather pair of multicam black shoes, you know. And for me, that's, you know, a consideration. So if you're looking for a new pair of shoes for the range or for hiking or for looking cooler on Instagram, just make sure you know your purpose, break them in, make sure they fit. Insoles can help. And that's all I've got for you. Just remember, there are literally hundreds, maybe even thousands of shoes in the world. I've only got 2 pairs I'm talking about here. So if you have some that you love and that you'd recommend, drop them down there in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.